Hey there folks, and welcome back for another shaving video. And today we're going to use Mama Bear's Acquadigio type shaving soap. And this was sent to me by Mama Bear's a week or so ago, and I have used it once off cam, and I figured I would use it again today on cam. Scent strength on this, I'd give it about a 4.5 to 5, right in that mid-range. It does smell like the Armani Acquadigio cologne, which is very nice scent. And there is what the soap looks like. It is a melt and pour, I believe. We're going to use our Razor Rock Plus Soft and start loading it here. Had a good shave with it the first time. The one thing I noticed is I don't think it has quite as many moisturizing properties, or it doesn't moisturize as effectively as some of the saponified type soaps. Just personal opinion there, but it does do a adequate job shaving. So from that standpoint, in terms of slickness and all the rest, it did just fine. And again, there's what it looks like. We're getting our load on. We're also going to use another above the tie aluminum prototype that Stan sent to me, a different one today. And again, if you have interest, please comment below, and I'm sure Stan will see that and take that into consideration as to whether or not he wants to bring them into production or not. Yesterday I used the M2 version. I would assume this one is the M1 type, or, although it's not marked, so I don't really know. But we will use it and see how it goes. Looks like we got a decent load, so let's wet the face and get going. Stand by. All right, let's see how we do today with this Mama Bear's. And like I said, last time it lathered just fine. It was plenty slick enough, provided for a nice shave. I just didn't feel that in terms of being a face softening, I don't think it's supreme in that category, but otherwise I thought it was pretty good. I didn't have any issues with it. Apart from that, it lathered just fine, provided all the slickness, cushion and glide, all of the rest of the things that you need. I usually don't use melt and pour soaps, but it's not because they're not good or they're not they can't work effectively, because they can. It's just I prefer, the other soaps because of what they're able to add in them in terms of things for moisturizing and, all the rest. And I think melt and pour are limited into what they can do in that regard. Just personal opinion based on my use of them, however. There may be some really excellent moisturizing melt and pours out there. I don't know. All right, so here's our aluminum above the tie we're going to use today. Oh yeah, that feels nice. I tell you, this feels really good. The handle is really grippy too. Feels very, very, very grippy. So I'm actually liking these above the tie aluminum razors, Stan. Working very, very nicely. And again, I'm not sure what head this is because it's not marked, but it feels nice. Feels very nice. Lightweight, despite having a very long handle. It's lighter than a stainless razor with a very short handle, so it feels nice. Normally a handle this long would be very heavy if it were stainless steel, so this is a different experience, but it's an effective shaver, I gotta tell you. And the Mama Bear's is doing fine, by the way, if you were keeping score on that. No problems whatsoever with the performance in terms of shaving, so doing well. Okay, there's a quick and excellent first pass. Stay tuned for pass 2. All right, no problems at all with that first pass. The soap did its job very nicely. By the way, the soap will be going to someone else to try today. Sent in a box of so-on, so I'm just going to toss it in. I don't keep these products that are sent to me, as you know. And yeah, this is a nice smelling soap. I gotta tell you, I really like this scent. Now, I realize there are some other soaps out there with this type of scent, but I enjoy it. I have multiples of particular scents just because I like the scents. And usually when people are replicating scents, they tend to come off slightly different. from the original, so even though I have the same scent type a number of times, they're different in subtle ways, so I enjoy them for that reason. And again, the soap is performing just fine. I guess it proves that melt and pour soaps are indeed capable of providing for a good shave. I don't think there's any question about that. I think people tend to point to their limitations, but in terms of the shave here, you know, it's going pretty well. Now, I will say, I've had some melt and pours from a couple years ago. I sort of did a journey into Etsy, and I got some melt and pours that were just not any good. So if you're going to use a melt and pour type soap, make sure it's from a reputable shaving soap maker, like, you know, I assume Mama Bear's and some others. I'm not real familiar with, you know, Mama Bear's in terms of the individual behind it. Don't know much about it. I do know she's been around for a long time. That I know. So if you're going to use melt and pour, I suggest you, again, stick to known soap makers, so you don't get into somebody who makes a bath soap and wants you to use it as shaving soap. All right, great second pass. We'll come back for pass 3. So yeah, I got a couple of melt and pours off of Etsy that were essentially bath soaps that were marketed as shaving soaps. Just terrible. Terrible lather, dried out my face, you know, all that kind of stuff. And you don't want that. You want shaving soap to be shaving soap. And this one's doing good. So no problem with it. You can see it lathers, you know, just fine. And I did not soak this soap or bloom it or anything. I loaded it just with a wet brush. So it's capable of being lathered easily. No problem there. So if you wanted to try these soaps, or perhaps they have a scent that she has that other soap makers don't have, you know, give it a shot and make your own decision on whether you like this style or not. You may not. It really depends. But on the lathering front and all the rest, it does just fine. And I don't think anybody has ever argued that they don't lather well or they're not capable of providing for a decent shave. At least I haven't heard them. I just think people prefer the soaps that go through this saponification process and all the rest of it. Because of all the ingredients that they can then add, and, you know, so on and so forth. I'm not a soap maker, so I'm certainly not an expert on that. I've tried a lot of products, but, you know, I'm definitely not an expert in soap making and the process. So you'd have to ask the soap makers why they feel melt and pour can be limited. I gotta tell you, nice shave here. Got a little weeper right there, but that's not due to the razor or soap. That's just me. Normally don't do that, but I don't blame the equipment. Hear the dogs running around upstairs playing. They didn't come in this morning with me, which is rare. But I gotta tell you, all in all, very nice shave today. Let me rinse the face and we'll come back with the post. Stay tuned. All right, so we'll bring out our Thayer's, which is magic because it's made by witches, as you know. Good stuff. Feels great. It will add a little bit of softening and moisturization to the face. Like I said, the only criticism I would have about this is I don't think it provides the moisturizing properties as some of the other soaps. But in terms of shaving, I mean, it did a good job. So check it out if you want to. Mama Bear's. And the above the tie aluminum prototype, good shaver. Good shaver. I don't know the price point, but again, if you're interested, and he's gauging interest as to whether or not he wants to bring these to market, you know, comment below. Let him know you're interested. Maybe we'll see these at some point in the near future if there's demand. And let's use our aftershave, which is, we're going to use Katie's Bubbles LMR because it has a similar scent to Aqua di Gio. And it's good stuff, as you know. This will sure make the face feel nice and soft as well. Great scent. I love it. Oh, good stuff. I just put it everywhere. If my hands still feel like it's on them, you know, slap on my arms, my neck, just anywhere I get the opportunity. It's great smelling stuff. Okay. Thanks as always, folks, for watching. And I remind you until next time, keep them up, keep them open, and follow that money to get to the truth.